Hi everyone, it's Riah, and I am going to be giving you a tutorial on the basic sounds and some basic beats in beatboxing, like we talked about in class just this past week and a couple weeks ago as well. So, just to start off, we've got our three basic sounds that we use when we're beatboxing, and the first one is the bass sound. And that's going to be created by mimicking a B as in boy and a P as in pickup at the same time. So it sounds kind of like this. So you do that by creating a tightness in your lips, pursing them, and then building up an air pressure behind it and releasing it all at once. So it's like, and there's a little bit of vocalization there with the B sound. And that'll give you a really full, nice bass sound. And don't be discouraged if you don't get it right away, because it's kind of tricky. The second sound that you can make is a snare. It mimics a snare, which we do by making a K sound. So it sounds like this. Like that. And the third sound that we can do is the hi-hat. And we mimic that by making a T or a TS sound. So it sounds like that. And when you combine those three, you can get some really fun rhythms. And the most basic rhythm that you can do is this one that I've written here. And so it sounds something, oh, loud car passing by. It sounds something kind of like this. Like that. And you can take it a little bit faster once you get it down. Like that. And you might notice that you start running out of breath really fast, and that's okay. That's normal. It's going to take a lot of practice to build up that diaphragm strength to make a full beatboxing sound and to maintain it for a long time. One suggestion that I have is if you're thinking of trying a challenge, is when you're doing either your snare or your hi-hat sounds, you can breathe in. So it would be like with the snare and then with the hi-hat. So when you're doing this basic beat here and you're breathing in on the snare, it would sound something kind of like this. Like that. And don't worry if you don't get it at first. It's very challenging, and it takes a lot of practice. Another beat that you can do with the 4/4 pattern is this one that I've written here at the bottom. And it's going to sound something kind of like this. And you can take it a little bit faster. Like that. Another one that you can do is with the hi-hat sound. We talked about it in class, and it sounds something kind of like this. Like that. If you want to venture outside of the world of 4/4 patterns, there's also more options if you're doing a 3/4 pattern, which instead of sounding like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, would sound 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And you always want the stress to be on that first beat because it'll help you keep track of where you're at in the measure, and it will help your rhythm stay a little more in line. So a couple of basic beats you can do with the 3/4 pattern. I've laid out the most common one here at the top, and that's, and you can speed that up. Like that. And you can put that on top of 3/4 patterns. We also talked about this one on the bottom in class, I think, and it sounds like this. And you can do a lot of fun stuff with that. There's also the offbeat snare rhythm, which sounds like this. If the snapping is your beat. So there's a lot of fun options that you can do with just these 3 basic beatboxing sounds. And I encourage you to practice and make up your own rhythms because it's super fun. I like to beatbox on top of music that I'm listening to just at home and experiment. And it's going to take a lot of practice, but yeah, I encourage you to just try some of your own and maybe we can share some more in class.